You'll see my dad built a barber shop on the front of our house on Douglas.
Okay.
And he was a barber. And my mom helped him out when she needed to. And so we had just moved to the neighborhood in late 54. And then 55 started. I knew Jeannie just casually. We walked back and forth to school, and sometimes I would run into her, as happened on this day. And so I didn't really know her very well. I didn't know anybody very well. My classes were in this building because I was in fourth grade. And then her classes, the building around the corner, was what they called the lower L.
Okay.
And so she was in that building. But I just knew her very casually. We didn't play together or anything. She had a number of brothers and sisters, and I don't recall if I knew any of them or not. I don't think I did. Either right about then, or maybe we walked a little bit. I don't remember exactly, but she pointed out her sandals. She had a brand new pair of sandals. They were multicolored, and I've always remembered that. I can't tell you what we talked about that day. Nothing. I remember her showing off her new shoes, or I call them shoes. They were sandals. And 3 years ago, when Nicole Bray and I got in touch with each other, I filed the Freedom of Information Act, and we got Jeannie's file from the police department. And in there were references to those multicolored sandals. I have not seen them, of course, but I always have remembered that. It's just one of the strongest memories I have of that day. We walked on down to Blakeslee, and as I showed you, we parted on the corner. My house was 4 or 5 houses on up Douglas, and she went up Blakeslee, up the hill, and I got home. And then the next morning, my dad and I were always the first ones up. WKZO had a 15-minute broadcast on the radio in the morning, and they said, "This girl's missing, and have you seen her?" And I said, "My dad, I walked home with her yesterday." So my dad brought me to school, and there was a police car sitting down on North Street here, and I remember being in the police car. I don't remember what was said. And then later I went into school, and I remember I was crying because I didn't know what had happened, and I was kind of afraid. They called me down to the office later. I have vague recollection of that. And then I have no recollection of going over there to take these pictures. I have no recollection of coming or going or who I was with. Probably in a police car, but I don't know that. Mm-hmm. And then we took the pictures, as I said. And that's funny that I remember the two being on one corner and being on the other corner, but I have no recollection. I don't want to say very little. I have no recollection of anything that surrounded that.